I'm in the zone, blasting off like a falcon. Now, see me in the sky, how high can I really climb? I probably look crazy as all get out right now, but it's all good. It's all good. I just want to jump in right quick and share a couple thoughts. Just got out of a moment of prayer and done with my morning devotional. First and foremost, it's super important that you're taking time to get your discipleship and your devotional in. You'll probably hear a bunch of noise in the background. I'm at work right now. Usually there's two people here, but for reasons beyond my control, it's just me. Let's cut right to the chase. It's important to get rest. It's important for you to find rest. There's often a lot of talk, especially in our day and age, about hustle. Go get it, go get her. And I'm not knocking nobody's hustle. You got to get your money. There's a bunch of realities that exist in our culture and our society that the ability to rest has become increasingly more difficult. You got people working multiple jobs to make ends meet, and sometimes that's still not enough. You have people bending over backwards and stretching themselves thin to appease all these different forces. If you're anything like me, I don't have a lot of friends. Not a lot of friends where I just hang out with, but I also don't have a lot of time. I'm married with children. I work 12-hour shifts Monday through Friday. I'm working 3 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon. There's not a lot of time between then. And from the time that I get off, I usually have to go to a store or someplace to pick something up while my wife goes and gets kids. We usually get home around the same time. And from the time that I get home, I'm helping kids with homework. Mom's doing dinner, or sometimes vice versa. We're switching roles. I still got to get a shower. She still has to take care of the kids. They still have to do their portion. There's so much chaos in my life, particularly Thursday afternoon. You'll find me knee deep in responsibility and child rearing and husbandry. But the point of saying all that is to say, where do you find time to rest? Where is your time that you have time for you? I'll use this analogy. If you're a sports fan, basketball in particular, there's been a lot of discussion in the previous years of discourse about load management. Well, what is load management? Load management, per the internet, is when a healthy player is held out of playing a game for rest or precautionary reasons. This is done to avoid long-term fatigue and injuries, but it's typically not coaches who are single-handedly making decisions. The goal is to help players avoid season-ending injuries and extend their careers. So in order for them to be most effective at their jobs, what they have now done, instead of them playing 80 plus, 70 plus games every game of the season, if they're healthy and don't have any injuries, now what they've started doing is saying, hey, maybe instead of LeBron going and playing the whole entire game, he only plays 2.5 quarters. And in them 2.5 quarters, we're going to sit him 5 minutes every 10 minutes. I don't know how they actually do the load management. The point of mentioning is that it's important for these guys to rest their bodies, especially with the frequency with which they play. They play a lot of times night to night with 2 days rest in between and then another night back to back. Sometimes 3-game stretches. You get to the NBA playoff, you're playing with a higher intensity of basketball. I only even bring that up because I remember seeing something about LeBron James, and now he has learned to find rest within the game. What does that look like? Instead of running halfway down the court to do a chase down block on Andre Iguodala, he's just like, oh, one of the young gunners has got fresher legs. He's going down. I don't have to try as hard on this play. It's not saying he's not giving maximum effort, but he's learned the areas where he can just fall back and let somebody else handle some of the load instead of having to do all the work that he would normally do. You might not be LeBron James at your job. You might not be the LeBron James of your home and your family. Aspire to find a way to rest, though. If the metaphor has lost you, think of it like this. Whenever you first start a new job, you first go in, you want to show up on time, you want to give it all your effort, you want to give it all that you got, right? You want to make a good impression, especially if you have a 90-day probationary period. But after you've made that impression, you've learned how important it is to rest. You got to find the moments and times in the day where you can have some downtime. It's not to say that you are not trying as hard, but you've got to learn time to rest, especially if what you do is particularly arduous. You need to find time to rest. We go through life, and in the course of living, we experience things that create stress in us, that create turmoil in us. And if we don't properly deal with them things, we will carry that weight. A lot of times you don't realize how heavy that burden is. And seeing the depravity that's proudly displayed on a frequent basis, you have to insulate yourself from that. Get off of social media. Stop the doom scroll. Maybe stop watching TikToks and Instagram reels and get a little bit more into your word, into your Bible and devotional time. But that's where that rest comes in. There's so much stuff that you engage with on a frequent basis that taxes you or stresses you or frustrates you or brings you high, and then something else that'll bring you low. And the process of going from seeing post to post and liking pictures and stuff, it's not healthy. You might see something just like, oh, that's cute. Hate that. Oh, why would she post this picture? Oh my goodness. Wow, they've lost a lot of weight. I need to lose weight. I feel bad about the way I look. It's just that easy. You see what I'm saying? Doing that to yourself daily is not good for your mental health. It's not good for your physical health, especially if you're just a couch potato and scrolling all day. I'm not calling nobody out, but I'm being honest. There are more productive things you could be doing, but it distracts from your rest, is what I'm saying. We're always go, 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 go. You got to give yourself time to rest. You got to give yourself time to recover. Even gym rats will tell you, dog, I do find time to rest. I may be in the gym every day, but I'm not going hard every single day. There is a day where I'll do legs. Let the legs rest. The only way for the muscles to recover and repair and be stronger than before, after the breakdown and working them out, you have to let them rest. You're like, how you know so much about the gym looking like a teddy bear? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. What I want to use is kind of my object lesson, or what the scripture I want to give is in Genesis, where God rested after the creation of the earth, after he created everything. Now, mind you, God is not someone that needs the rest. God is not someone that grows weary. He's not an entity that he requires rest. He just chose to rest. Why? Not for his benefit, but for ours. As an example, if the Almighty, who created everything, and he is resting, that lets us know that there is a time to work, but also a time to rest. He knew the example he needed to set for us. See God resting right there in the first book of the Bible, in Genesis. That's important. I want to read something. And where I'm reading is coming from this devotional book called Occupy Till I Come, 60-day devotional from the good brother Ruslan. I'm not sponsored. I'm not paid for anything. I just watch his YouTube channel. He provides good content. I like the devotional study that he's provided. And I found a lot of value in it in just a little bit of time that I've been doing it. What I want to read from this is what it talks about in rest and why it's so important. Rest isn't just about taking a break from work. It's about trusting God enough to pause, reflect, and renew. It's a reminder that our value isn't tied to our productivity or productivity. In a culture that often glorifies hustle and constant activity, the biblical call to rest can feel counterintuitive, but it's vital for our spiritual, emotional, and physical health. Jesus affirmed this principle when he said, "The Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath." Rest is a gift from God, designed for our benefit. It's a time to reconnect with him, to recharge, and to reflect on his goodness. There is a healthy work-life balance. A lot of times in our life portion of that work-life balance, we're not taking the time to rest. We're not taking the time to just stop. Some of you, that was uncomfortable to have that long of a silence and not have anything going on. So much is going on, vying for our attentions. What are you doing for your mental, for your soul, for your physical? You got mind, body, and soul. Your body is taken care of through your work. Your mind is taken care of through your hobbies. How do you find rest for your soul? What are you doing to take care of your soul? That's where that rest comes in. It serves multiple purposes. You got to be intentional with it. Whatever you do to find that rest, whatever it is that you get that rest, ensure that you get it. There's a lot of time in your day, in your life, where something is going to find its way to you to make you weary. Nobody ever just has all day long. Sometimes it's cumbersome to get out of the bed. Sometimes it's a chore to do the thing, whatever the thing may be. It's important to find rest. In that you will be recharged, you will be renewed. It is a gift from God. He has given you this time to say, that was a rough one, man. Take you some time. Take a little extra time. Maybe tonight, instead of going and binge watching that show that you've seen 20 times already, talking to you Gilmore Girls fans. I'm kidding. We love the Gilmore Girls in my house. Instead of doing that, say, you know what? No, I'm going to spend some time in prayer. I'm going to spend some intentional time resting. Intentional resting. And the difference between the two is I'm not just going to go lie down and rest my head for a few minutes. I'm going to go in there and rest my body, my mind, and soul. And I'm going to recharge my body, mind, and soul. I'm going to seek out the one who gave me the gift of life. I'm going to seek out the one who gave me the gift of rest and utilize that and take some time to connect with him. In our lives, we get so busy, we can find thousands of excuses to not pray, not read our word, not do our daily discipline. There's so many things that could take that time away from you. But I think it's very important for us to make the time to rest. You make time for what's important. And rest is not important to us. We've lost the value in it. We've told ourselves, if I haven't accomplished everything on my to-do list for the week in one day, well, then it's a failure of a week. Says who? Half that stuff you need to do can't be done until the day of anyway. You're killing yourself for nothing. You're stressing yourself for nothing. In my devotional, I took some time to answer some of the questions, and one of the things I answered was just talking about how do you think that shift in perspective of not having your value tied to your productivity, how do you think that would help, and what kind of benefit would that do for you? And I said, I think it would alleviate a lot of the pressure and burdens we feel from having to complete things. You know, we're so list and goal oriented, it can be detrimental to a fault. I'm not saying don't be ambitious. Ambition is not inherently evil, I don't think. I just think it depends on how you channel it. It depends on how you use it. You shouldn't be ambitious for the sake of doing anything nefarious, certainly. And you definitely should have godly ambitions. But I also think be realistic. You're not going to solve every single problem in one day. Sufficient for the day is its trouble. Work yourself up in a tizzy where you don't get the things done today that you need to do. Then that carries over into the next day. Now on top of what you got to do today, you got to finish up yesterday's work. And it's a pattern that can just make you feel drained continually.
If I can't clean tonight, then throw my whole week off. What about my Monday appointment? Can't do that till Tuesday. What about my Tuesday appointment? Can't do that till Wednesday. What about my Wednesday appointment? Can't do that till Thursday.
Have a long-term plan. And in that long-term plan, like, what are things that I need to do every day to achieve that goal? What are you going to need to do that? You have to find what your plan is, what is your why you want to do this. And in the end of it all, and all your planning and all these things, plan to rest. Plan to rest. Plan to rest. And it has to be intentional rest. It has to be something that you take as serious as the goal that you're setting. Life is much like a 5K. It's a continual race in a marathon. And in the process of that marathon, you're not full sprinting the whole time. There are times where you're going to need to jog. There's times where you're going to need to walk. There's times where you're just going to need to sit on the sidelines like, I need to take a breather. And it might be an extended period of time. You might get an injury. One thing about the body, if you're not making time to rest, it will find some rest for you. And it will get it however it has to do it. Best that you make time to rest for your body before it does it for you. Make the choice to rest. Make the choice to get the rest that you need. And be intentional. I can't stress that enough. And I'm not saying it like I've got it figured out. I'm having to learn that and figure that out for myself. I wouldn't say it if I didn't think it wouldn't help somebody. So to whoever may be watching, however you found this video, however it came across your airwaves, I'm appreciative. If you still stuck around this long, I hope you found value. I hope that you make a plan to rest. And I hope, most importantly, that you're being obedient with the time and resources and the gifts God has given you. Thank you for your time. Please click like. Please consider sharing with a friend. Maybe somebody you know needs to hear this. It might not hit for you, but you have somebody in mind. Share it with somebody that could use it. Y'all be good, man. We'll holler at y'all.
Ambition,
Love y'all.
Mission to
Peace.
elevate. The wishes of lucky gamblers, just vision and dedicate. If only I got a shot at the top, I'd relish and body. Any obstacle in sight, show a hard work truly embodies. I black on the trap, snap to the back, no cap. Facts with a rap, right cover that don't act like it's a wash. Flow, be the boss, go off. Roll, got the sauce, know what it costs. Night to steady, writing and trying.